Hello, everybody, and welcome on in to the Thin Crust Flopcast. How you all doing today? Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by my partner in crime. As always, ladies and gentlemen, it's the one, it's the only, it's the one that'll make you tear your hair out because of how crazy she can sometimes be. It's Damo!
Sup, motherfuckers? How y'all doing? Well.
Yeah.
Was that a burp metal scream?
No, that was just me going.
So let out your inner demons, got it.
How you doing, motherfuckers?
Oh, jeez Louise. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in. And just a reminder, folks, that anything that we talk about here is information that we have found. It is not gospel, so do not take everything that we say to entire heart. Do your own research.
Yeah.
We can only bring you guys the information that we find and give our own opinions to a certain extent. They are our personal opinions, not yours. Grow a spine and work that shit out. Grow a spine that shit and work that shit out yourself. Well, it's kind of been really slow these past couple of weeks in terms of gaming news.
Look, man, it usually it is.
I know at the beginning of the year it usually is, when we've struggled with
Yeah.
it. But still, some pretty big news over the course of, though, I think is warranted definitely talking about. As you guys can see, some of the categories above our heads.
And some obvious fucking disappointment in terms of people on the internet as well, is if you couldn't tell by the fucking title in itself.
Yeah, it's not like one of the companies mentioned is a natural disappointment in itself, but you know.
Yeah, I know, right?
I wonder what I could be talking about.
I know, right? Oh my god!
Do you think that's the condition the doctors gave them when they disappoint their partners in bed?
I'm traumatized.
I'm sorry, I have diagnosed you with Ubisoft.
Lord.
Yes, I throw it out there. Why? Because they own it. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you all know, this is live/recorded on the 26th of January 2026.
Yep.
So, if you're not sure about when these were done, well, I usually upload these a day after, and I put in the description the date these were done. So, if people don't like reading, there's your info. If you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player, that is.
Oh my god.
No, it's true.
Not
A lot
on
of Yu-Gi-Oh
one
players
today.
don't actually read the cards. They just think, oh, yeah, that'll do, and then forget it. I've seen too many Yu-Gi-Oh players like that. And trust me, I'm guilty of that myself.
He says as he sat there for like 2 hours trying to convince me to read the cards on Yu-Gi-Oh! At one point when I used to play it.
Yeah, I didn't want you to make the mistakes I made. That's why. I was actually trying to help you. I was trying to make sure you did what I didn't do.
But did it work though? Nope.
No.
Because even though I'm a speed reader, I'm not that fast at reading considering how little time you get to read your cards.
Oh, yeah. Which is why some of the older Yu-Gi-Oh games were better.
Valid.
You just have way more time and you can actually, do shit. But yeah, how you been, Damo?
Yeah, I've been alright. Yourself?
Yeah, I've been keeping my head above the water. Getting my sanity bonked around. But the fact I've been up late a lot recently.
Valid. Very valid.
Yeah. Before anyone asks, no, there's not anything wrong. My ass is just saying, hey, guess what? You're going to stay up late. Why? Because fuck you, that's why. Yeah, there's not actually anything wrong. It's just my ass being...
And I stayed up on Saturday night for different reasons.
Demi, Demi, you were getting a cardiac workout.
Exactly. I was having a very nice workout.
Yeah, you were doing exercise. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Everyone needs
Yeah, I
everyone
was.
needs to do something at least every now and then that gets them hot and sweaty and breathing heavy.
Yes. So, but you don't get an opinion in that. No. Come on then.
Ladies and gentlemen, the typical cat attack, as expected.
Tom's like, debatable, I got here before you.
Yeah, motherfuckers like, nah, you're just slow. I'm like, we are on time, my dude. Debatable, I got here before you. Bruh, I've been literally here for the past hour. I've been slowly getting set up. Double checking shit. Kiss my ass, Swede. Where's the Dane to distract him?
No idea.
Anyway, with that being said, though, folks, we could easily, you wish. I don't need to wish, I make it reality. With that being said, though, folks, we do occasionally talk about video games here, when we don't get distracted by animals or IRL shit, or me going off on a tangent to which everyone's like, breathe, chaos, breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And no, there's not a signal for a warning for another one to happen. Not
yet, at
today.
least anyway.
Not today. If it does build up, I will give a warning.
Yes.
But it's usually pretty obvious the way my tone goes, so. It's not revving an engine, it's like.
Saber, have you got anything to say to that? No? He's just standing on my chest.
Valid. So,
I'm on the PC tower.
with that being said, though, folks, you know what's coming next. Demo, what the fuck you been playing the past couple of weeks?
I've been playing numerous things, obviously where winds meet, because, you know, they released a little bit of a mini, like, side quest thing that I completed today.
Well done.
Bit of Snowbreak, as always, obviously my phone games, bit of MU.
Oh yeah, did you actually watch that video I sent you from Twitter?
Honestly, I got so distracted from all that exercise I did Saturday.
You'll
I
want
just
to.
forgot to watch it.
I think it is from I think it's from Snowbreak.
It is.
Yeah, you'll definitely want to. You'll definitely want to watch it.
Let's see. My brain go empty.
You done a bit of dispatch.
Yeah, I did a bit of dispatch. For the King 2, naturally. With
Yeah.
Kai and Novus. As well as Inventor at one point, actually.
Woo!
Get your bum out my face, please. I don't need that when I'm trying to talk into the mic.
Why does that sound like a random Steam game name?
Right, honestly. I'm trying to think what else, honestly, that I've been playing. Fallout 76. Played a bit of that. You know. Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Goblin Cleanup.
Oh god, you actually played that?
What, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, yeah. That was like literally 2 weeks ago though, because I had like a toothache and I had to cancel stream due to a toothache because toothache.
Fair.
And I get my tooth pulled tomorrow, so we will be doing some dispatch as I try and laugh, or try not to laugh, shall I say.
Yay!
And cause myself pain. But we will see how I feel tomorrow, obviously.
A challenge for yours truly.
Yes, exactly. Hi, Saber. Come on, lay down. Just lay down.
Just don't pull a water boy on him.
Oh my god.
If you play Dispatch, folks, you know.
Edging. Anyway, I think that's about it, to be fair, like what I've been playing. What about you? What have you been playing?
Well, I've been on a variety train myself.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that's actually paid attention to the streams the past couple of weeks will actually see the majority of what I've been up to. So I'm going to basically list off the things that I can think of off the top of my head. Obviously, there's been some Rido. There's been Marvel Rivals, Eden Zero. Those that tuned in on Saturday will have seen Dynasty Warriors and Digimon. Obviously 2X KO. I've been trying my hand at that and finding a way to kind of break the system, which works. Also been trying out a new free-to-play game that came out, Arknights Enfield, which it's pretty good. It's heavy on the construction side of things, if you want to, which is kind of tough for my brain to get around. So my brain goes. There's been a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Obviously grinding up for the Blade Rush with Beth, which won't be happening this week. However, I don't need to. Let me just put it this way to you guys. I've grinded enough cores now that I'm actually going to stop. I hit triple figures earlier today.
Jesus.
Yeah.
How does Beth feel about that?
I haven't told her.
Well, she's gonna find out when she watches this later.
I think I did DM her, but I don't think she's seen it yet. Because
fair enough.
we messaged each other about what we'd done on the first day of our grind. Beth has actually over-leveled.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Beth currently is like round about, her character's around about 46. Mine are 39 because I decided instead of actually going for the overlevel side, I'll focus on getting the cores ready because I figured that might be the thing that might take the most of the time. And lo and behold, I was right. Now I can spend the rest of the time until we actually do the next one actually grinding out levels. I am currently 39, so I'm not too far off. So I am bitch slapping level 70 and 75 monsters.
Of course you are.
No, here's the thing. They drop items that can boost up your blade's weapons. And the amount of damage I'm outputting with the ones I'm using is just absolutely ridiculous now. Like, I should be struggling against some of these monsters, yet I'm not. Although, I'm still getting taken out by the level 90 and level 82 fucking gorillas.
Yeah.
Bastards. That's my goal of the series, to try and take them out at least once. Gone down to half health, and all of a sudden, yeah, no, we're just gonna go ape shit and beat the shit out of you now. So bonk, 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 bonk. Everyone's dead. Restart. Son of a bitch. Fuck you.
Of course. Naturally.
Yeah. Son of a bitch. I tried out the Pokemon Legends ZA update because there was an update to which you can now buy berries to help you with the DLC, which I thought, yay, that'll actually be handy. You can use your Mega Shards for it, and they've increased the amount of Mega Shards you can have from 999 to 9,999. It's like, thank you. Should have done that from the start.
Should have, but you know.
So I found the location to buy the berries and was severely disappointed that it's just regular berries, not the hyperspace berries. If I want to get those, I've got to go still jumping into the hyperspace portals, which is a pain in the ass. But I can use the smaller berries to go into lower level portals to then get the hyperspace berries. So swings and roundabouts, a little bit more of a grind fest, but it makes it a bit easier. Slightly.
Well, I'd assume so.
I'm like, yeah, you guys need to fix that shit. It was stressful enough as well. I stopped playing. I'm not even beating the DLC. That's how stressed out I got. Which is not like me.
Saber, I'm trying to take a picture of you. You're too close to my phone.
Go on, Bennett. I've been on some Dead by Daylight as well, and for some reason there seems to be a lot of Myers around, but that might be because people can't buy them in the shop anymore.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
And I am very happy that he can no longer be bought in the shop. It means there's less chance of doing brand new Myers doing the bullshit. But then you got all the ones that still have him that still do the bullshit. So yeah. Again, swings and roundabouts.
Yes. I love you too, Saves. That's a nice one. Hey, look. Saber.
Let's see what else.
Alright. Calm down. Lay down. Be a good boy.
Cat be like, meow. No. But yeah, there's actually that's about it actually, game wise on that front.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You're not on the tower. Nice try, motherfucker. Nice try.
What do you do?
Happening. Yeah, exactly. He tried to go on my PC tower. Not happening.
Thank you, Cheezer, for the 300 bits. Very much appreciate it.
Nice. Do you know how much fare I have had to take out of my own PC tower over time because of him? A lot.
Yeah.
Allow.
Oh Jesus! And hello, Cat, and congratulations on the 3 stream streak.
Whoop whoop.
You whoop whoop.
Well, I did get a really good picture of Saber though, so that's the main thing. I've just put it in the VC chat for you.
I was gonna say, I look forward to seeing that in the pet pics in a minute. I'll look at that in a sec. But yeah, with that being said, though, folks, I think we should actually get into well, what you guys are here for. Some of the info.
Hell yeah!
And you know what? I'll start off with unfortunately some sad news for me. Well, sad but kind of happy at the same time. If that makes sense. So, Koei Tecmo, obviously the people behind Dynasty Warriors, have announced that Dynasty Warriors 3 Remastered is unfortunately going to be delayed. It was due to come out on the 19th of March this year. However, the new date is unfortunately to be announced. The aim is to actually apparently to increase the quality of the game. Now,
yes.
I am pretty sad about this because obviously I was looking forward to it because Dynasty Warriors 3 was the game that I played not long after my car accident when I was younger. And I thoroughly enjoyed it and loved the music of the game and just the series as a whole.
Pew!
So...
Cat on my mic, seriously. There we go.
So yeah, I'm a bit sad on that one, but the fact that they actually have announced it literally a few months beforehand rather than on the month, I'll give them credit. There's not been a company that is known to actually disappoint me in terms of the games. They've especially when it comes to Dynasty Warriors, they've always tried to do things fresh and do something different with their games. And they've always tried to retell their story but a different way or add on to the story. So this is the first remaster of any of the Dynasty Warriors series, and honestly, I'm looking forward to it. I'm still probably going to get it when it comes out, regardless, because it's Dynasty Warriors. I love the series, always have done.
Naturally.
So when that news comes out, but when the news date comes out, I'll be obviously talking about it. I'm not just sat there bouncing in my chair. I'll be like, yee! But yeah, no, it's a bit of a bit sad, but at the same time, I'm happy they've decided that they clearly is something else that needs to be worked on. So rather than just release it and then just patch it out, they are taking the time to actually fix it to release the game as a whole, as it should. So, yeah. Demo?
Nice. Yes. So, with more sad news, I need to just get it up because, you know, I'm a butt. Anyway, I can't remember what website I found this on. Ultimately, I'm pretty sure it was like Twitter or something. But anyway, it is official. But Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake is basically not happening. As it says in the image, to the Prince of Persia community, we want to share this with you directly. We've made the difficult decision to stop development on Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake. We know this is deeply disappointing. The game carries enormous meaning for fans and for the teams who worked on it. While the project had real potential, we weren't able to reach the level of quality you deserve, and continuing would have required more time and investment than we could responsibly commit. And we didn't want to release something that fell short of what the Sands of Time represents. Prince of Persia as a universe and a legacy continues to matter deeply to us, and this decision does not mean we're stepping away from the franchise. Thank you for your passion, patience, and love for the Prince of Persia, the Prince of Persia team. Biggest, saddest,
Yeah.
and one individual we knew that was we know is very Will had been really excited for this. Was our good friend Evie. She loves the Prince of Persia franchise, all in all. And when we heard about, a remake happening,
She was buzzing.
yeah, she
As
was
was I.
buzzing. Evie, I'm sorry I didn't tell you.
Yeah. Didn't want to actually just drop it on you because you already had enough on your plate as it was.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not the only sad news to come out of Ubisoft. But then again,
Dun,
it's
dun, dun.
Ubisoft. What's new?
Mm-hmm.
So I've looked into this, and literally even the BBC are covering it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how bad it is. So I decided to go. They were all basically saying the same thing. So Ubisoft cancelled. So basically, Ubisoft cancelled 6 projects, including Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake, closes 2 studios, and confirms further layoffs in major company restructure. AKA, they're losing out on a shit ton of money, and they're scared.
Yep.
So they're panicking. Might be due to some of their statements last year that has caused everyone to go, fucking hang on. Like, you guys are taking a piss now. So one of the games that people seem to be looking forward to was Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, which looks like to be one of the games that's actually going to be delayed. So with the shutting down of the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, it's sad, but at the same time, it's also not surprising at the same time, because they've been slowly and surely taking away members of the Prince of Persia team.
Come on, Odin. It's your turn.
It's like Ivy's spoken about this like many times before while playing the Rogue Prince of Persia. And it's kind of like, what is like, really, we're starting off the year like this. We already had Xbox and Microsoft pull that shit with a lot of their studios over the course of the past couple of years. Now Ubisoft are pulling this. So
they are under Xbox acquisition now, so it's not surprising.
Yeah. So Ubisoft Stockholm will fully close as a result of the changes, having previously collaborated on Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora alongside mobile studio Ubisoft Halifax, which the news of it broke last week. Under restructurings have also taken place at Ubisoft offices in Abu Dhabi, at a trial studio Red Links, and at Massive, home to the Division. In addition, all teams will be required to return to in-office working 5 days a week, albeit with an annual allowance of remote working days. There's one of the statements that was made. We went through a thorough review of projects across December and January with the current market evolution in mind. which is consistently more selective. Ubisoft's chief financial officer, Frederick Duguet, told IGN today, "You've seen the last quarter showing a never before seen level of competition. Competition and selection is here to stay. When you are coming in number one, number two with great content quality in a given segment, then you can have a very strong reward in terms of player reception and financial performance. That's what really informed our pipeline review. We selected what would be best projects to put the creative houses in the best position to succeed in the market. In a sign of how vast an impact Ubisoft expects their restructure to have, as well as how badly it feels it is needed, the company has scrapped its previous guidance for the full financial year and now expects net bookings of around 1.5 billion euros or 1.75 billion dollars, down to 330 million euros, 386 million dollars. So, based on the statements that have been made, I think we can pretty much say what's actually happened here. The bigwigs are running out of money, shareholders are pissed, and so everyone else has to suffer while they scrape the bottom of the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if they had been able to actually release the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, I can almost guarantee that would have actually netted them a lot of money.
Yep.
Because Prince of Persia fan base is way bigger and more loyal than I think they'll actually willing to admit. It kind of makes me laugh, like these big companies, like some of them, like they forget they make even like single player games. If you guys remember, a couple of years ago, there was a statement made by EA that they don't make someone from EA said they don't make single player games, and then someone proceeded to not only quote tweet them but also give them a list of single player games that have actually come out from EA. So they're using information based on the market. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll see most of the market leaning towards games like Expedition 33, Baldur's Gate, Arc Raiders, and just to name a few of the games that are actually topping a lot of the charts that of what a lot of people are playing.
Mm-hmm.
And why do these games work? Because they haven't got some stuffy suit actually sticking their neck in and telling people what they should and shouldn't do, when they should let their creators actually do their damn job.
Hell yeah.
So, unfortunately, sad news coming from Ubisoft, but at the same time, it's Ubisoft. There was rumour a while back about a Division 3. However, it's been so long after the release of Division 2, I think any chance of that was already well out. No chance of that happening, period. But now that they basically shut that down, yeah, no chance. Even if they were to actually get back up financially, these projects probably won't be brought back.
More than likely not, no.
Yeah. It's... Oh. What do you think of this demo? Like, such a massive quote-unquote restructuring. Do you think it's a case of... Do you think it's a case of Ubisoft has just reached out too far and they're essentially now struggling by the foreskin?
Yeah. That's why I made my comment earlier. Like, you need to understand, like, they were acquired within the Xbox acquisition. And yet their latest titles did not make it onto the Xbox Game Pass as they stated. So if anything, it's not really a surprise.
Yeah.
If you think about it logistically like that, I think they just got given the shit end of the stick.
Yeah.
And it sucks because Ubisoft has always had that massive potential, and now it's going downhill from there.
Ubisoft's been struggling literally for the past couple of years, so it's...
Yeah, since they've been acquired by Ubisoft. Not Ubisoft, Xbox.
Yeah. It's just, like... I feel for, because the ones that I feel for the most are not the suits, not the top execs who are gonna feel a slight pinch in their pockets. It's the ones who actually put in the work for these games, who don't see anything come to fruition. Those are the ones I feel sorry for when stuff like this happens. Those that actually put in the work to try and actually maintain the games that they put out and actually done a lot of love for. Those who actually put in the work to actually reach out to people to come work on that project. Those are the ones I feel sorry for. Because it's like, say, to put it into a term that some people might be able to break it down easier is, say an artist is about to release a brand new album and everyone's hyped for it. They then get shut down part of the way through and told, nah, we're scrapping it, by the top execs.
Yeah.
That's essentially what's happened here. So, yeah, it's
disappointing to say the least.
but at the same time, then when I fucking called this.
Yeah, no, quite literally, we called this.
And I've seen a lot of other people.
So hard, bro.
And I've seen a lot of other people who have actually also had the similar thought process that we did. So, people on the internet have seen this, and some of us actually called this shit out. So you could think with the amount of outcry there would be that people would actually think twice. But, nope. You'd think these companies that actually rely on us giving them our money for their products, you'd think maybe they would actually listen to us rather than the shareholders.
I know, right?
You'd think maybe we'd actually have an idea. What do I know? I'm just a simple man on the internet.
I know, right?
I'm just a simple 40-year-old man stuck in the attic or the basement of their parents' house. Sat there eating cup noodles, although I could go for a pot of super noodles right about now.
I don't doubt that for a second, honestly.
Yeah, although I did have some nice spicy fried chicken. So
Valid.
yeah. But yeah, that's about it on the Ubisoft front. Demo?
From one disappointment to another. Now, I can understand when it came to the Sonic Hedgehog movie, why the internet lost their shit and bullied the people who made the movie to change how everything looked in terms of Sonic the Hedgehog.
It was needed.
However, it was needed. However, what I don't agree with is the fact that people actually gave Christoph Gans death threats from video game fans.
Now, can you give people who might not be in the know who this guy is?
This is the man who made Silent Hill Revelations, and the newest one that is out.
Folks.
The movies, the Silent Hill movies, to clarify. Basically, the newest one, which is Return to Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, the tweet in itself gives you a link to the article. So let's go. And the article is from Variety, as well as on their Twitter, is when I found this. And this is what the tweet says, and then I'll go into the article. Return to Silent Hill director Christoph Gans got death threats from the video game fans. Quotation mark. Well, in quote unquote, should I say rather, we know that the people who love video games are very passionate. I remember when I did the first film, I received plenty of death threats. People were saying, if you mess up this one, we're going to find you. So I came onto the first film with great responsibility, and certainly even more with the second one. At the same time, it was important for me to imagine a movie that people who are not playing games can be interested in. So, and let's move on to the article for all things sake, for everybody's sake as well.
Before you continue, Dave, I do want to just throw my little 2 pence in on this one. Now, obviously, as many people know, I'm highly critical when it comes to video game movies because a lot of them are outright shit.
Yeah.
Borderlands movie being the optimum one.
Valid. I didn't even see it because I hate Borderlands anyway. So go on.
Oh, it was absolutely fucking god awful. People were literally casting the wrong roles. Not to mention the script was awful. But basically, see, a lot of the time, when it comes to video game movies, the people that behind it, rather than stick to the source material, will literally then just go ahead and make their own thing, thinking that yeah, but we'll do this, we'll slap these characters in this scenario, we'll do this, and it will make millions. And then of course you come across people who are actually passionate about what they're doing, and aim to kind of sort of explain the concept of the game to those who don't actually play games. Which is what sounds like is what's happened here with the Silent Hill movies. He tried to actually explain the Silent Hill franchise to the movie audience, not the video game audience.
Which
Whilst
is
also-
actually a smart move.
Yeah, they're not. They're basically trying to show something that's a great story in a different way. And from the sound of things, I get trying to actually keep up with the source material. However, unless you know the source material, a lot of the stuff is so out of context and could even actually ruin the movie in general. Like, I remember when the Tomb Raider movies came out. And I actually,
Which
honestly...
version, though? Angelina Jolie or
yes,
the...
Angelina Jolie versions.
Okay.
When they came out. There were some
so
people...
good, though.
There were some people who actually didn't like it. I'm going to say this. I actually enjoyed them. They were actually fun.
I actually enjoyed them, too.
Yeah, even my mum enjoyed them. Which, to be honest, is no surprise there. And they were also actually funny as well. Because it actually tapped into some of the humour of the Lara Croft at the time.
Yeah.
I've not seen the recent Tomb Raider movies or the anime, so I can't speak for them.
Yeah. They were all right, but it was more placated to, obviously, the prequel version of like how Lara Croft became Lara Croft.
Yeah, the
like,
birth
to go
of.
into, like like the birth of in terms of the games.
Yeah.
So
which, to be fair, is some things work on a video game and some things work on movies, and depending on how you approach it, you could bridge that gap. So that's a ballsy choice. The fact it was all right already speaks a lot more volumes than a lot of these others, so we'll give it that. But yeah, no. And I'll say this, and I speak for everyone who actually has even a tiny bit of common sense. We do not support death threats in any way, shape, or form. You're allowed to actually be disappointed with someone, with someone and their work, have an opinion on it, and that's about it. Sending death threats does nothing but prove that you are a slave to your own emotions and not willing to think about the hard work that's been put into stuff. Yes, if something's bad, obviously say it's bad. But don't send death threats. You don't have the right to take someone's life.
exactly, and not just that as well. We also don't condone bullying.
No.
At the end of the day, like, yeah, we make jokes about the Sonic movie, but if you think about it realistically, I didn't go online and bully them to change it.
No, I didn't either.
It's just an inside joke at
Yeah.
this point, like when we reference it, because that's what it was.
Yeah. Honestly, we say it was needed. It generally was. How people went about it could have been done better, but at the same time, when considering how movie studios are, especially the big ones, sometimes a heavy-handed approach is more needed than others. But I think for once, it was a case of they were seeing how bad it was going to be in general.
Through the reaction of the public.
Yeah. So that's kind of why they deviated, and is why now the Sonic movies are actually some of the best video game movies to have actually come out based on what I have seen. I've not seen the Sonic movies myself because I have nowhere to watch them.
Valid.
But from what I've been told, especially by my eldest nephew who has seen all of them, they're actually pretty good. And I made sure that boy grew up with the old school Sonic, so...
Nice. But to stop us from deviating anymore...
Yeah, sorry, just wanted to make a point.
No, you're good. I, for one, enjoyed Silent Hill and Silent Hill Revelations, the movies. And at the end of the day, that's a very underrated opinion, because I genuinely feel the movies were very highly underrated. Because this is the same director that made those two movies as well. And honestly, he has the right idea. We're the first to kind of like, put in a direction that a lot of game fans would have wanted. Of course not. But as he stated, he wanted to make a movie for the non-game audience too. That could be enjoyable.
And that's not easy to do.
No, it's not. It's really not. But to go on with the article, director Christoph Gans helmed the first Silent Hill film in 2006 and critics hated it. But then a funny thing happened. He says, I was very pleased to see how the reputation of the movie has grown. Gans told Variety. I did an international press junket, and all the journalists were opening their interviews by saying, I saw the film when I was like 13 or 14 and loved it. It's great. Because suddenly I'm facing the 2.0 generation of Silent Hill lovers. It's a very good feeling because we know that you have some great films that disappear from memory in 6 months. The test of time is the ultimate test when suddenly you face people who are talking about your work with a lot of enthusiasm. Gans is hoping to cultivate a new batch of fans by returning to the video game adaptation franchise for a third chapter 20 years after the first. His new film, Return to Silent Hill. In theaters, well, it's now out in theaters. It's been out for like the past 3 days, by the way. Via Cineverse and Iconic Events releasing, is based on the 2001 game Silent Hill 2. Considered to be a high point in the series, the story concerns James, played by Jeremy Irvin, a man who must return to the town of Silent Hill to reunite with the love of his life, Mary, played by Hannah Emily Anderson, after an apocalyptic event has killed many of the residents and set a bunch of deadly monsters loose. Given the scope of the story and the creatures involved, Gans says the adaptation was a tall task, especially given that some audiences might not know the game's lore. It was a big challenge to adapt correctly and respectfully, a game which is considered a classic. He says, we know that people who love video games are very passionate. I remember when I did the first film, I received plenty of death threats. People were saying, if you mess up this one, we're going to find you. So I came onto the first film with a great responsibility and certainly even more with the second one at the same time. It was important for me to imagine a movie that people who were not playing video games could be interested in. Despite his enthusiasm for the project, Gans admitted it was challenging to capture his ambitious vision with a modest budget. My producer, Victor Hadida, told me when we finished the film that it cost $23 million, Gans says.
Jesus!
We had 50 days of shooting. It has 67 sets, so it's quite huge. But I spent 1 year just designing everything, storyboarding everything, making tons of artwork. When I came onto the pre-production, I was very well prepared. Sometimes what was difficult was to make people who were not players understand why some elements were so important. Sometimes I had to fight because the fans would be pleased. When I'm doing a film, I'm obsessed by the details, so that's the fuel to my work as a director. Even after directing 2 chapters, Gans says it would be a dream to helm more films in the series. If I have the opportunity, we'll come back to Silent Hill once more, he says. I'm not looking at Silent Hill only as a great video game. I'm looking at it as a piece of modern art. It has something really edgy and experimental. I will adapt another chapter because there are some that are extremely good, something very different from the first film, and now Return to Silent Hill, I like this world. And I can see that plenty of people are thinking I'm doing a pretty good job. Now, as someone who has watched the movie, I can promise you this when I say this. In my opinion, I fucking loved it, okay? I loved watching it. And it captures so many elements and is done, okay, not in the way that you would see Silent Hill. In the aspect that, without obviously spoiling it too much, different outfits, specifically for Mary, that aren't in the game, you know? The fact of a mobile phone is a smartphone variation, which you didn't exactly have in the game variation, if at all, to be honest. It also captures multiple games from the Silent Hill franchise as well, specifically from Shattered Memories, a little bit from Origins, and a tiny bit from Silent Hill for the Room. Which Chaos even said to me earlier, because I was talking to him about it. I was like, you know, I think it's pretty neat that he did that. And the amount of people I've seen bitch and moan about it, I literally went just to be petty. I took to my Twitter feed. Now, I haven't actually received any hate for it, which, to be fair, is very interesting. Considering I put the Return to Silent Hill, like, you know, hashtag.
Yeah.
And it wasn't me trying to bait the haters or rage bait them. It was just me saying, like, and I even put in that another hashtag as well, saying my opinion. And that is the fact that I loved the movie.
Yeah. Now,
and I'm very proud of the man for doing so.
Yeah. The fact that he actually has gone on record to actually say they looks at it as not a video game series, but as a piece of modern art. That, considering a lot of people would actually say the rival for the Silent Hill franchise is Resident Evil, which I would argue. I would argue against that, to be honest, because Resident Evil is different to Silent Hill in many ways.
Yeah.
I would say the fact that he went ahead to actually put multiple different stuff from multiple games in this movie, and that's not easy to do. Like, it's impressive that he's able to actually do that, especially on the budget that he has. And they had, like, what did it say, 50 days to do filming?
Something like that.
And they had 62 sets. I'm sorry, but they have to literally do, like, 1.5 sets a day? Or something like that? To be able to actually then get all of that done?
Yeah.
Just that pure work, like, that's impressive in itself.
Oh, 100%.
And I think one of the things that I think people forget is Silent Hill isn't a horror aspect in what is traditional. It is a mental landscape.
Yeah.
That's the thing I think a lot of people forget. So when you look at just horror films or horror games in general, you either go for like someone's just a murderous piece of shit, or there's some sort of like virus or something like that, or you go a much more difficult route, and there's the mental side of things. And
the psychological impact.
And when you go for the mental / psychological side of things, that's when things can actually be different. And when you convert that onto from video game to live action in film, again, that could then take place in a completely different manner. As we many of us, many who saw demos run on the Silent Hill 2 remake, obviously it was shown that that essentially there is that the James that you are in that is just one of many that have come before and after. So this could easily, when you try and think of it in a different sense, it could easily just be another telling of someone else's story. Yeah, they have the same name, but a completely different set of circumstances or what they're experiencing. So ergo, when it comes to the Silent Hill franchise as a whole, I think expectations need to not be as forced as what has been seen with some of the audience. Although I think I would definitely go ahead and say that those are actually throwing actual death threats are not necessarily purists, more those that have got nothing else better to do.
Yeah.
And probably are not even actual fans, are literally just looking to throw hate just because of. Because anyone that actually would actually be a legit fan would, instead of offering death threats, would actually, if they find something wrong, offer actual legitimate and actually helpful criticism.
Yeah, and some insight. And again, he wanted to do it in a way that, you know, for all of them, in a way that captures the audience that do not play video games, and if they do, that not those type of games.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I also fell in love with the movies, because I've heard from people, you know, literally sat there and just like, oh, well, they're shit because they're nothing like the games, and it's like, well, maybe that's the point. Because every Silent Hill is different, and he's the first. If you think about it, in aspects to compare them to the game, shall we say, in this moment, is that everybody's Silent Hill is different.
Exactly. No one's just the
And
exact
that
same.
shows, that fucking shows in Silent Hill F alone.
Yeah. Because when you think about it, when you break it down, Silent Hill is essentially a landscape of punishment.
Yeah.
A self-projected punishment. When you consider like what people have actually done to which resulted in them being there in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
exactly.
I know this might be an unpopular opinion, but I actually enjoyed the Resident Evil movies.
Same.
The Mila Jovovich ones. They were actually good.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed them. Like, that was actually one of the few things me and my sister would actually go out and do. We would actually go out to the cinema to actually watch them.
Yeah.
And we enjoyed them. Like, yeah, I don't play Resident Evil because it's not my thing, but it still doesn't change the fact that the movies were actually good. Because sometimes telling the same story in a different format is not always best.
No, not always.
Just because it's not following the game and the source material doesn't mean it won't be good. If you're able to actually do a good job in telling a story in that universe, or in the same circumstances of a different version of that universe, then it shouldn't matter. Having the same story told again and again and again isn't always good.
No.
That's why the film industry, for a long time, I've not really paid much attention to. Because, to be fair, as much as there are quote-unquote different variations, it's still a lot of the time telling the same story. Just with different people slapped in it. So, if you are one of those that sent a death threat to this man,
regardless of whichever Silent Hill movie it was,
I would advise that you actually rethink your approach on things, and maybe retract your statement, and actually, if you did, maybe offer an apology for harsh treatment. Just my advice. Whether you take it or not is down to you.
exactly.
You got anything else you want to add on to that one?
No, I think you covered it.
Hey, I'm with you when it comes to like people overacting on stuff. It's like, fucking get over yourselves, people.
Right.
Especially when it's something that's actually good, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, from the psychological realm of Silent Hill to the futuristic of cyberpunk. Why is cyberpunk appearing in the news after all this time? Well, as you may know, Cyberpunk and CD Projekt Red actually have had a bumpy road in regards to that game. Obviously, people weren't happy with it when it first came out, and so they offered people massive refunds. They took the game back, and they worked on it to actually improve it, and to which they actually have. And the game actually came out actually better than when it was released. But that was obviously, I personally think, and I've stated this before, I personally think a lot of why Cyberpunk 2044 was actually given such a harsh job is because the PR movement that was for it was literally shoving the same few trailers down everyone's throat, and the suits behind it were literally trying to rush everyone through to meet deadlines. Because hey, guess what? Suits messing with people trying to do their job never goes well. Well, they obviously released the game, and obviously they are a fan of the various fan-made mods that are actually made of the game. They've made statements on that before. We've not covered that, but it's something I have seen them say. Well, a fan made a VR mod for the game. So you can experience the entire world of Cyberpunk and the story through VR. Which, to be fair, could be really good. However, while a lot of mods that people create for games are free, this person has actually put it as a paid mod via his Patreon, to which he has then received a DMCA from Project Red, from CD Projekt Red, and they are now this is actually a statement that was made by Jan Rosner on Twitter. And they say, I'd like to briefly address the discussion around the Cyberpunk VR mod created by Luke Ross. We have indeed issued a DMCA strike as it was available as a paid mod only accessible to Patreon subscribers. This directly violates our fan content guidelines. We never allow monetization of our IP without our direct permission and / or an agreement in place. Which is fair.
Yeah.
Like, that is fair. That's fair. We were in touch with Luke last week and informed him that he needs to make it free for everyone with optional donations or remove it. So the fact is they're saying make it free or get rid of it.
Yeah, which honestly is valid.
Yeah, I get, obviously when you put in the work, put in the time and effort and work into something, obviously you want to be able to get sometimes paid for your work. I get it. Which is why sometimes it might be worth actually just reaching out to them saying, hey, I've been making this, send them maybe some of the demo work that you've done on it, and then actually ask if it's okay.
Yeah.
Because then they
and you
might
never
actually...
know, that might open, I was going to say, and then you never know, that might actually open the door for you maybe potentially working for them and being able to get more mods like this out for like more of their games.
Yeah, it might have actually been something that she then worked towards, which would honestly would invest. We are big fans of mods of our games. Some of the work out there has been nothing short of amazing, including Luke's mod for Cyberpunk 2077. So even they're admitting that what he's done is incredible.
Yeah.
So his response has been, well, questionable, so to speak. But I'll read out what Jan says before we go on to what he said. We'd be happy to see it return as a free release. However, making a profit from our IP in any form or always requires permission from CD Projekt Red. You can read our full fan content guidelines here, and there's a link to it. So they make it, so there's actually a thing to say about fan-created content of their stuff.
Yeah.
Now, just to clarify, fan content, what I mean by that is mods, not making videos. Like if you're making a playthrough of the game or stuff like that. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about mods. Because I just wanted to clarify that because I know there might be some people that might get it twisted. So, this is what Luke Ross has said in response to this. Thank you, Jan. I'm sorry, but I don't believe you are within your rights in demanding that my software needs to be free. It is not a derivative work or fan content. It supports a large number of games which were built upon different engines, and it contains absolutely zero code or assets from your IP. It's literally a VR version of their game.
Yeah, so it has their code in the ways that characters work and stuff, just, you know.
Saying that it infringes your IP rights is equivalent to maintaining, for example, the River Turner violates game publishers' copyrights because it intercepts the images the game is drawing on screen and it processes them in order to overlay its statistics. So, rather than actually just going publicly and saying, thank you for this, would there be a possible way to actually reach out to actually make an agreement on this? He's publicly gone ahead to say, basically, fight them. Yeah. I've not seen anything else on it. It looks like what's happening is now happening behind closed doors. Now, one thing I'll say, before I continue on anything else, do not harass Jan or Luke in regards to this. Do not harass any of them in regards to this. If I find out that you have, I will be absolutely fucking livid, and I'll be tearing your ass a new one on social media. for how stupid you are on that one. Do I think his response was not a good one? Yeah, agreed.
It's
He
a bit
clearly-
of a shit response because he's all. Well, actually, the fact that you've got a mod that says Cyberpunk 2077 VR mod, Cyberpunk 2077 is their IP.
Well, it says Cyberpunk VR.
It doesn't matter. Cyberpunk is their IP.
Yeah. And I do question his reasoning for that. Like, why are you trying to fight this? They are literally just basically saying to you, hey, can you make this free for the fans with optional donations? Because when people actually appreciate your work, guess what? They'll actually sometimes throw money your way to actually say, hey, we want to see what else you can actually do.
Oh. Well, I may have an update for you because I just went to go and see if I can find the mod. Oh. This is posted on Eurogamer.net. Literally posted 3 days ago.
Oh, shoot.
The creator of Cyberpunk 2077 VR mod, as well as a variety of other REAL VR mods, has taken his works down from Patreon after receiving another DMCA strike. This time from Ghost Runner developer 505 Games. Luke Ross, the creator of many VR mods for games including Elden Ring, Cyberpunk 27, Days Gone, and others, issued a post on his Patreon explaining the situation to his supporters. It reads, DMCA law is carefully worded to give infinite power to big companies who only need to write on a slip of paper that they believe their copyright has been infringed in order to nuke from the sky anything they don't like, and to give infinite headaches to creators like me, who instead have the only recourse of going to court, sustaining huge costs to get through the legal process. The post continues, in light of the above facts, I'm being forced to take immediate action. I'm making unavailable all versions of the mods and also all the posts related to the wonderful work we have done and together for years, so that there will be no ground for further claims. And since I cannot stop people from subscribing without closing down the account altogether, I'm making it clear on the About and Welcome pages that new subscriptions have the only effect of supporting me, and no access to the 40+ conversions can or will be provided at this time. Ross also stated his Patreon account is at risk of termination due to repeated DMCA strikes, resulting in a decision to strip his account of all of his VR mods. This comes following a previous DMCA strike from CD Projekt Red, which claimed Ross's Cyberpunk 2077 mod broke its fan works guidelines, and as such was a breach to its intellectual property. Ross kicked back at the claim, but nonetheless took the mod down. He then felt he was being punished by pirates who were sharing around his work without contributing his Patreon account to punish him, according to Ross.
So, alright. So, he basically got the DMCA strike because he didn't follow the rules in regards of it.
Yeah, basically.
And pirates obviously got that. But when you put out anything on the internet, obviously, there's obviously going to be pirates that'll find a way to grab your shit.
Yeah.
He should not be saying that it's him being punished for it. The fact that he's received another DMCA strike says maybe he hasn't done all his checking that he should have. Now, again, obviously, when you're creating stuff, sometimes checking stuff is something that you don't pay attention to, because when you got that burst of inspiration, you just go. His response.
Patreon page.
His response to on Twitter really fucked him over. He claims that they are not within their rights to do so, yet it is their IP, is it not? Ergo, they therefore have the right to do that. Same as Pokemon and Nintendo have their right to obviously try and protect their IP. Now, I'll say this. Obviously, I made the comparison between CD Projekt Red protecting their IP and Nintendo. Now, different circumstances are in regards of this. Nintendo have been stupid on in regards to that front, where CD Projekt have not been stupid. They're actually allowing people to actually make stuff involving their game, obviously within reason. And if you want to do something else with it, speak to them, and they actually, from the sound of things, would be very receptive to it. They're actually very open to it. In fact, they would actually want to. They probably would have actually made it even official if it had actually spoken to him beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, could you imagine how big that would have been for him if it had actually his mod actually then got made an official part of a game? That would have, he would have probably got more from the revenue of it than Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Ross, I'm gonna say this if you do see this, which you probably won't, but your reaction was very. You could have worded it better, mate. There are times when you just have to say, "Okay, thank you. Is there a way we can actually talk about this behind closed doors?" To then actually clear everything. Because if they'd have done that, they'd have probably actually spoken to him. They'd have maybe worked things out. Some lawyers obviously had to have been involved, obviously, because it was an IP dispute. Then,
He really shot himself in the foot. Yeah, I managed to find his Patreon. Also, welcome home, baby.
Oh dear.
So this was updated on January 20th from the original posting of January 17th.
Oh dear, how bad.
On his Patreon. So obviously before I read the updated bit, I'm gonna just read out the entire long ass motherfucking post that he put. Many of you have noticed that 2 of my recent posts disappeared about a week ago. I apologise that I could not comment personally about the fact because there was an ongoing legal exchange. Now that the dust has settled, I'm even more sorry to announce that we are leaving behind the adventure that so many of you deeply loved and enjoyed. CG Projekt Red SA decided that they would follow in Take-Two Interactive Software steps and issued a DMCA notice against me. So can we just put that on a pause for a second and talk about this? CD Projekt Red are not the only ones to give him a fucking DMCA, obviously, apart from the other one that obviously I just spoke about a moment ago, right? But Take-Two have as well before CD Projekt Red. Like, if you know it's an issue, at this point, there is not going to be any sympathy. Obviously, again, to reiterate what Chaos said a minute ago, we do not condone any form of harassment, online bullying, or anything of the kind, so do not send it to him or any of the companies mentioned in any of this. Because I'll come at you with a frying pan. Not literally and physically, I mean in a shape of a GIF. You know, in the form of a GIF online.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Needed a pee. Real bad.
Alright, but kinky. Fair enough, babe. Anyway, to continue on with this. Yeah. Take-Two Interactive Software steps and issued a DMCA notice against me for the removal of the Cyberpunk 2077 VR mod. At least they were a little bit more open about it, and I could get a reply both from their legal department and from the VP of the business development. But in the end, it amounted to the same ironclad corpo logic. Every little action that a company takes is in the name of money, but everything that modders do must be absolutely for free. As usual, they stretch the concept of derivative work. So that bit there is basically, you know, partly taken and put onto the PC Gamer article. As usual, stretch the concept of derivative work until it's paper thin, as though as a system that allows visualizing 40 plus games in fully immersive 3D VR was somehow built making use of their intellectual property. And as usual, they absolutely give zero fucks about how they are playing their game in VR mode. In VR made people happy. There we go, Jesus. And they cannot just be grateful about the extra copies of the title they sold because of that, without ever having to pour money into producing an official conversion. No, they're not planning on planning to release their own VR port, in case you were wondering. The bottom line is all that matters and gamers be damned. Am I a little bitter about all of this? Yeah, you bet I am. Especially in the same week when Meta pulls the plug on 3 major VR studios, especially after 4 years during which I, in brackets, together with other modders, end bracket, spent so much time keeping our mods alive in spite of CD Projekt Red's constant breaking updates. Especially when they never even knew or cared during all of this time that the VR conversion was there, and are only knee-jerk reacting now because somebody reported to them that it existed and it was not free. What really irks me is the duplicity in which the corpo mind thinks and reacts. Are you considering an official VR port of your game? Ha 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 ha, you must be delusional. Why would we spend our precious money building something only because gamers yearn for it when there is no clear return on investment? Are you allowing developers to be at least supported financially whilst they do the work you refuse to do? Absolutely not. We are okay with it. If they give all their time and expertise for free, but it's downright shameful for them to ask for money. Now, that little part there, I will say this is, just in case, there's people out there that genuinely thinking this is what the responses were to the dude. No, that is not the legitimate response. He's basically throwing a fucking bitch fit because he can't get what he wants. It's as simple as that.
I'll say, to a certain extent, I kind of get what he's saying. However, he's kind of gone about things completely the wrong way.
My point exactly. I get it. I would be pissed too. But at the end of the day, just because you can't get what you want, you could have literally just done, the way... Put it this way, the way EA works with their mods that are put behind, a paywall, shall we say. It is allowed to be behind a paywall for up to 3 weeks. This is something that has been in place for the last few years, specifically with Sims 4, custom content and mods. But it has to be made public after those 3 weeks. And that 3 weeks behind the paywall, they are allowed to obviously do that so they can get the funding for the software that they use to make some changes and updates and stuff like that and what have you. Which, to be fair, is very, oh my god. But then, it's also one of those where I don't think that's going to be a thing anymore, and it's going to end up being everything has to be free. I'm not saying that he should never have done it to begin with. However, I appreciate the fact that he did something like that for the VR gamers. However, he should have gone down the proper route and actually have done the homework and actually have gone to the people at CD Projekt Red and say, hey, I don't know if this falls into your guidelines for your IP, but this is an idea that I've got. Would have opened so many doors for him. But the fact is, it's not just CD Projekt Red and the other company, but also Take-Two have DMCA'd him. Yeah. So the fact is, Take-Two DMCA'd him prior to CD Projekt Red. You would have thought, oh yeah, light bulb moment, let's actually do some homework and research. Now obviously this is just my way of thinking and is obviously not, shall we say, fact nor fiction. But in my opinion, I think in future you really should consider actually reaching out to the development companies because you don't understand how much money they truly put into a game, whether you think they are delusional or not. However, what I can turn around and tell you is the fact that CD Projekt Red always go the legitimate way of things because they have a thing to keep a lot of older games alive from variations of other development companies, such as the original Silent Hill franchise, for a very good example.
Also,
where they make it so they are playable on modern systems because Konami won't do that.
Just a thing, Damo. Just to note out, essentially, he's kind of contradicted himself here.
Yep.
Now, with his statement, especially with what he said on Twitter. And it said it contains absolutely zero code or assets from your IP. I'm pretty sure if you set it in a game's world that's already out there, that is using assets. May not be directly, but it's still using assets. Ergo, you can't...
Yes.
Aye.
So to continue on with his little posting, shall we say?
Yeah.
Anyway, dear Cyberpunk 2077, I've got one less problem without you. I'll republish here the content of the posts that were taken down, edited to keep the true moneymakers and their lawyers happy. An amended mod release will follow later in the day. But stay tuned, despite everything, I really want to end this on a positive note, so I'll jump the gun and just released today, the new conversion I have been working on without going through the ordinary testing cycle. Maybe it will be a little rough around the edges, but we'll take care of that as we always do. What game am I talking about? Give me a B, give me a G, give me a 3, Baldur's Gate 3, see you later. And then like three little arrows, you know, to do the whole skip forward thing. And then in brackets, original posted contents follow edited to account for CD Projekt Red's DMCA notice. With the crossed out bit saying release 26.3.0 of the REAL VR mod attached below. There will be a new release soon with the CD Projekt 2077, Cyberpunk 2077 support removed, which aims to fix a few long-standing problems in that various degrees have affected some of you play your VR conversions. As you know, my goal has always been to allow us to experience all those beautiful virtual worlds from the inside, but with a focus on presenting the original gameplay flow and making it possible to do a full playthrough in VR. Sometimes a game lends itself to the conversion smoothly with a uniformity of behavior that makes modding it a pleasant journey. In other words, if the tutorial level works, the whole game works. Not always the case, my guy, but I kind of understand the logic in that aspect. But most of the time, there are dozens of quirks and corner cases that require special attention and demand much longer hours to fix, test, fix again. Here are a few of those cases. You can expect more to come in the following months. Very special thanks to Brandon and all of you who tested early access mods and wrote detailed bug reports. This kind of iterative, continuous improvement would be impossible without your help. So it's gone to fix, like basically talking about a lot of the fixes and stuff like that.
I don't think we need to go into that.
No, and then obviously the updated aspect from the 20th of January that he added onto this post. Update January 20th. The post that contained older versions of the mod have been temporarily locked, and I will go through them one by one and sanitize them. It's probably going to take me a few days, so please be patient. If you can't find instructions for your favorite game right away, while I'm at it, I will also check if the information is still up to date, broken links, workarounds no longer needed, and the such, so that it's not just a horrendous waste of time.
Alright, so it sounds like what he's doing now is...
He can stay the fuck away from Baldur's Gate 3.
Well, the thing is it's like... Because this has basically come out... The thing is, his name's out there. So I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't receive something. Because,
true.
Like, the fact is, instead of actually just saying, I screwed up, like, because a lot of this could have easily been avoided from him if it had just said, yeah, I did screw up, I didn't reach out to you guys in regards of it, because what he could have done, again, as I stated earlier, he could have done a bit of the work, then presented them with a demo, like, spoke to them in regards of it, presented them with a demo, made sure it actually fell within the guidelines, and if it didn't, obviously presented with a demo saying, look, I've been making this, and this is kind of what's happened. If you can give it a try, and then let me know if it's still okay to do. If you'd have done that, I can almost guarantee things would be playing out way different for him. We'd actually probably be talking about it, and he'd probably actually be saying something different, like, congratulations on actually making something like this. Like, still, again, congratulations for making something like this. However, you've been a bit of a fucking immature child for your responses.
Exactly. He did also do a post, which I cannot see unless I pay £8 to his Patreon to view it.
Yeah.
Which came out 3 days ago. So unfortunately, we're not going to have the response on that aspect. But I'm probably going to assume, with at least how he has been, in my opinion, an absolute stupid twat cunt waffle that is very much not useful.
Yeah.
Again, my opinion, you cannot hate me for, well, I mean, you can hate me for my opinion. I really do not give a shit, personally, but my unsolicited advice to you, Mr. Luke, would be to sort your shit out, take accountability, and actually take the official measures. However, considering it wasn't just CD Projekt Red, but another company, as well as Take-Two prior to those other two companies, you have probably basically ended your development career there and then.
Trust is going to be something that, if you want to actually continue this, you're going to have to prove yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And don't get me wrong, the fact that you wanted to do conversions for the VR to give VR gamers specifically a chance to play these games in especially a different light. I understand the hard work that goes into it, but your behavior, your actions, and the way you have reacted to all of these DMCAs, especially in terms of CD Projekt Red, has been very much disappointing, more disappointing than a crusty sock, that you choose to go this route. You're going to have to earn that trust, and you're going to have to basically earn respect more so now than ever. And you should reflect on this and maybe, I don't know, go through the legitimate sources and basically
Yeah.
so you don't end up in shit. Because the next time you get a DMCA, which you most likely will, it will most likely go to court because you would be infamously known for it, and they're not going to take the chance because you then want to throw your toys out of the pram, per se, as the saying goes. However, I do wish you luck on your future ventures and hope you stop throwing your toys out the pram and pick them up and put them back in their toy box.
Yeah. It's not a case of big corporations bullying you on this one, mate. It's just a case of...
You were doing something illegal.
Yeah.
Straight up, the law is the law.
That's why they haven't given you the chance. They gave you the public chance to actually do something, and instead you decided not to. So, actions have consequences, good sir.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
You got another one, Demo?
I do. Sorry, I just found that, and I do apologise. I'm not the one that usually goes on the rants around here for the podcast. It's usually chaos.
I know, you did it for a change.
Well, I mean, I have two, but one of them is going to be really quick anyway, so is it okay for me to do that and then this one?
Yeah.
Alright, so the first little one is, if you don't know who Ryan Hurst is, he played Opie in The Sons of Anarchy, as well as in many other roles in many other things. He was also briefly in The Walking Dead, for example. Well, guess what? You're going to see him back on that big shiny screen again, because he has now officially been cast as Kratos in the God of War movie that's going to be coming out.
That's actually really cool.
I'm excited. Yeah, that is very cool because...
Yeah, I even watched Sons of Anarchy.
I loved Sons of Anarchy. I've got like the replica biker jacket somewhere. Like,
nice.
Yeah.
Alright. Kai.
Yes!
Also, loved Opie.
Opie was always, well, I say always, it was between him, Jax, and Chips. Were my favourites from Sons, just saying. Totally watched it for the plot.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Anyway, congratulations on the role. Moving on.
Yes, congratulations on being cast for the role. I think you are a perfect fit, and I cannot wait to watch the movie again for the plot. Insert mischievous grin. Anyway, on to the next thing, and my last thing.
Didn't you just deal with a weekend of plot?
Yeah. I dealt with a weekend of nice exercise. What can I say? Anyway, moving on.
That's one way to put it.
Anyway, moving on. PCGamer.com. I actually found this today, but it was published 2 days ago. This is to do with RuneScape.
Completely different. We're doing a lot of variety today, folks.
I know, right? UK judge rules that RuneScape Gold is fair game when suing for theft, at least in this case where an ex-developer stole $700,000 worth of it. It's easy to level the thieving skill with quests anyway. You can't kill that which has no life, but you can apparently steal that which has no value. A UK judge recently ruled that stealing gold pieces in old school RuneScape counts for the purposes of at least one judgment that was made on January 14th, as spotted by Games Radar. The case involves an ex-employee of RuneScape dev Jagex, who's been accused of hacking 68 player accounts, seizing hundreds and billions of gold pieces, which he then sold outside of the game for Bitcoin. I don't
Oh,
condone
God.
hacking people's accounts or nothing like that, but when you see the title in itself, you kind of think it's kind of fucking hilarious.
It seems kind of stupid. It seems kind of
Yeah.
stupid. But when you hear the context, it's like, oh, this is actually more serious than it looks.
Yeah, and you just sit there and kind of like laugh really awkwardly, like, you know, like, oh shit.
It doesn't help also the fact. It doesn't help also, fat folks, that the thumbnail for this is literally the RuneScape character pic face. That's
Yeah, the disappointed face of, for fuck's sake, like, you know what I mean?
It's literally. So it doesn't help. Like, it's a serious thing, but at the same time, the thumbnail with the title does not help its seriousness.
Right. Jagex argued the gold was worth over $700,000. You can read the ruling in this admirably lengthy document where Lord Justice Popplewell deliberates the heart of the issue, whether gold pieces as a form of wealth in a video game constitute property within the meaning of Section 4 of the Theft Act of 1968. I shouldn't be laughing. Like, I hope that the people that had been hacked and their gold stolen, I'm so trying not to laugh, I'm sorry, because oh my god, what the actual fuck? Were able to get their money's worth back in some form of capacity. The judgment includes both an astonishingly in-depth explanation of what old school RuneScape is. Popplewell rightly finds that achieving progress in the game can be a time-consuming process. It really fucking is, man. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it so lengthy and long. Like, come on. And the conclusion that, yes, stealing a bunch of RuneScape gold and selling it for Bitcoin counts as theft. The argument is that even though RuneScape gold doesn't hold any value in meat space, property should be construed as capable of applying to anything which can, as a matter of normal use of language, can be described as capable of being stolen unless there are good reasons why such a thing should be expected.
You good?
Because gold is... Because gold is bought and sold both in the game and outside of it. It may clearly be the subject of dishonest stealing. Correction, a previous version of this article incorrectly stated that this is not the first time a mod has been fined for stealing gold. The second instance,
hang on,
which
Demo.
happened in 2018.
Hang on, Demo. Do you think the person that did this was actually a member of the Elder Scrolls Thieves Guild?
Probably. Or maybe a part of the 9 fucking mortal ways. But yes, the second instance, which happened in 2018, was not a separate incident, but the same one referred to in a recent ruling.
Wait, what? Seriously?
Seriously?
What the fuck? What? Are you good?
I'm reading the comments.
So is that it on the article?
Yeah, it is. Now, even though technically it's not a laughing matter, because at the end of the day, the ex-developer, like Jagex, should not have done that. And I hope that he did kind of get in trouble, because at the end of the day, like, what the actual fuck, man? Like, come on. But at the same time, I would never have imagined in this day and age, we would have a court ruling about in-game gold.
Especially, not just any in-game gold, RuneScape of all things.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, I will say this. I expect maybe something like World of Warcraft, considering the amount. But I wouldn't expect RuneScape of all things. That
Honestly.
Alright, yeah. Alright. To the fucker that did this, I hope you actually received the punishment. To those who were robbed, I hope you received either your gold back or something of equivalent value to it.
Which will most likely be the ever expensive membership that you can get, where you get very rare armor
Oh, Jesus Christ.
that you can't wear unless you've got the membership.
Alright, so, for my article, which will be the last one, from something very seriously
Interesting.
humorous to something actually serious. Emergency services called after explosion at Rockstar North offices. Yes. Emergency services were called to the Edinburgh office of video game developer Rockstar North after reports of an explosion in the building. By the way, this is coming via BBC. The Scottish Fire and Rescue Services went to the property on Holyrood Road at about 5 in the morning on Monday. This article was posted on the 19th, so last week, basically. A spokesperson said firefighters had been called out to deal with structural damage at the building following the incident. 6 fire engines went to the scene, but crews were stood down at 9:21 a.m. There were no reports of casualties. Spokesperson for Rockstar North said there had been a malfunction in one of the heating boilers earlier Monday morning. Many thanks to those that reached out with concern, and also to the police and fire crews who were on scene quickly to assess the situation, he said. Everyone is well, and our studio remains open and operational. The company is one of the UK's largest game developers and best known for creating the GTA series. So, I'm glad that everyone was actually okay, and everyone's fine. No one was hurt. But the fact that there was an issue with the boiler, those usually start to show signs after a while. So someone should have picked up on that beforehand. But I'm happy that everyone is actually alive and well, and the fact they're able to actually still actually continue operations. Those obviously a building catching on fire is obviously serious matter, but the fact is that the fact they can keep going, it's like, okay. Because I saw this and read this, I'm thinking, okay, that's not good.
You know what I thought when I saw that initially?
What's that?
Someone really doesn't want the GTA 6 to come out.
Someone put money on the delay.
I know it's a really bad joke because it's a serious thing that happened, but at the same time, it does kind of make you wonder.
Yeah.
Like, someone's wife or husband did not want them playing the new GTA 6.
Yeah, the thing is, I would say there's no chance of that happening, but considering the world we currently live in and how basically bag of hammers brain some people can be, I could easily see someone being severely missing some thought processes to actually do that. So, hopefully it is just a case of a malfunction and there was no sabotage.
Hopefully.
And if there was a case of sabotage to which people could have easily lost their lives, yeah, you kind of fucked up on that one. But any more information on that obviously will come out. Actually, it would have come out already. So, but yeah, that's the shield I've got.
Yep.
So, with that being said, though, folks, thank you everyone so much for tuning in for this episode of the Flopcast. The next episode will be taking place.
You had it right first time. Taking place on
It's taking place on the 9th of February. Unless anything that happens that'll actually call us elsewhere, in which case, obviously, I will let you guys know beforehand in regards of it. As always, Damo, thank you for joining me.
Anytime.
And where can people find you?
You can find me over at twitch.tv/issamu, as well as over on Blueski and TikTok. For TikTok, it has the TV at the end of my name. And over on Twitter, or Twatter, as Chaos likes to call it, Pyro Knives.
Yeah. And providing everything goes well tomorrow and Damo is able to, you can see Damo and I sat next to each other, chilling, playing separate games tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. I am having my toothy peg pulled tomorrow, so the likelihood of me streaming is... I don't know.
We'll see.
So I will have the schedule up tomorrow after I have done the tooth pulling.
Yeah. We will see on that one, folks.
Yes.
For those of you watching on YouTube, if you enjoyed this and want to see all the others that we've actually done, check out the playlist. And if you're watching this from the playlist, then thank you for making it all the way to the end of this one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. If you've watched all 97 episodes of these, then you're an absolute fucking legend.
Oh yeah.
And we appreciate the continued support.
Yes.
And I'll just reiterate this, although I don't need to. All information that we find today and across every other episode is information that we have literally just found by doing our own research and scouring the internet, and is not gospel. It is not something to be 100% believed. We would rather you guys hear what we have seen and then look into it yourself. Because that's sometimes what I do. I'll hear something from someone and then do my research just to confirm whether it's actually true or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'd be surprised the amount of bullshit that comes out of people's mouth.
Yes. But also I have a quick question for you.
Shoot.
Can we do something different with the outro today?
Shoot. What do you want to do?
Can I be the one to say it and you do the ooh?
Alright. Go for it.
Alright, so that being said, everybody, we're going to end here. Look after yourselves and all that good stuff. So, here it is, and I'm going to butcher it because this is what I always do, but it's not the point. Raise your hands and say it with me. Stay chaotic and live for the challenge.
Ew. Bye.
Bye.